All right, keeping the energy up and running at 11:41 on book 7 for the idea thingy that I'm doing. I think what we could do, maybe we could name it, we could brand it, we could bring it back down from tangible or crazy molecule intangible to something that is constructed and digested and redistributed. And maybe we should. I don't know. I mean, it's getting late. I'm trying to button this thing up. You guys have been listening for a while, whoever the hell you guys are. And I've used my microphone. I don't want to wear it out. You know, I could burn out the batteries. I don't know if this thing has batteries. Probably doesn't. It doesn't. I know. I'm just being dumb. But So what are we doing here? Let's name this thing. Let's brand it. Let's take all of these random trails of thought and come together and just make one. You know, there's millions of things you can do with it, but make one. Step back, and I think you just construct that idea. It's almost the path that you go on, and the idea that you build. It's how far you want to take it, and so let's just choose a road. Let's choose one, and let's build something. So I'm gonna take the overall idea and step back, and I don't think it's going to be the best one. Maybe it will be. I think usually it takes a few avenues to get to the right one, because then it's like that artist that's continuing to make that picture. Like, you need to look through all the ideas until you don't want to look any further, until you're satisfied because you've done your due diligence and you've put time and you have something to work with. But I guess initially I was thinking, with all of this, it would be great to just package up ideas. So what I'd like to give to you, the reader or the consumer, or the person that's taking their time to be a part of my time and to listen to something that's been constructed for them, is to give you a pure original thought. I mean, it might not be original. It can't be original because I'm just a product of all of the television and the same standards that most American people live in. You know, like, we're all a product of that. So to say anything's original is, you know, I don't know if it can be. So, so here we are, and originality. I think the most original thing, like going back to technology, is all of us coming together to create something that is truly original, which is the internet, because it is a foundation of us as a human society, and the continuing to add to it and build for it, one by one, is creating a collective of something beautiful and unique and larger than the physical. It's actually, I looked at it as the digital me, or the reconstruction of yourself in the physical world. So it's a huge thing, and I've steered clear of it for a while because it's permanent, and you can't take back what you put up. And if anyone cares to listen, there's always someone with an opinion, because that's the world we live in, and everyone's wired differently, which provides different responses to the same thing. And so I'm just looking to reach out to the good people that just want to hear me talk, and share and think and create and offer something that's bigger than myself. And so I think that's what the website would be. So now that I got a little emotional and got off that teaching, this is what we're doing track, we're listening, I'm giving you a beginning, middle, and end, because that's what every video is constructed of. I think the beginning, middle, and end that we're creating here is the idea to come back to a website over and over again and find an original thought that's only I can construct. And I think a lot of people do that in a lot of different ways. And I think people do it through their blog posts, through their photography, through all types of stuff. So it's not unique in any sort of way as a form of media, but I hope the media itself might be an insightful way to approach just life. And I don't know, I struggle to, like everyone else struggles, I think, to really understand why we're here. And I'd like to just engage in a conversation with everyone. And I think some of the most valuable things I can bring to the table are my the ability to really step back and look at a situation and just offer the furthest, the best, I guess, not the furthest. There's a standard answer that society's trained to give, and the further away I can be from that is something I think that offers value, because that's really being creative. But again, you can only be so creative with the tools that we're all given. So yeah, so let's just call this thing like the idea site or something. I don't know. Maybe if I can find a page and write it down or something like that. But what if it's just the idea, idea village, and this is when I would, if we're gonna get into like what do I do next, I write down all the cool names I want, and then you never get them because they're just gone because the internet's been around for too long. Everyone's thought of the good ones, and then you could try to buy it from one of those companies at the aftermarket, but a lot of them they just want an astronomical sum. And you could add funny letters, but I would go through, and I guess I'm getting into a segue before even explaining what I'd like to do is, pick out the names that I think are applicable, cross-reference those with Google AdWords. A couple other keyword tools are out in the market. You could use those, and then just find the one I like the best. So, like, I don't know, I'm going to put idea farm. So it's kind of like an idea farm, and people can come back and graze and maybe build ideas from my initial ideas. I'd love to just give concrete ones, like, hey, it's a blender and a chainsaw, like, whoa. But maybe somebody will want to go out and make a blender chainsaw, because I sure as shit I am not going to spend any time trying to put those two together, because again, the reason I want to create an idea is to build revenue and to buy my time back, and I don't think anyone wants or there's just not a good play for sales or profit, I think, on that, and the time and effort having to put into that compared to the return is just makes it a bad idea. And so in my mind, I mean, somebody else might want to go just mess up some wood, and have that chainsaw blade spinning or something. That'd be amazing. Look at that, like I can't even picture it. I don't even know what it would do. Probably throw the chainsaw right out of your hand. But maybe you do it a different way with little blenders or something. I don't know. You can. That's where all the silliness begins, when you start to want to really construct. But yeah. So I think what I can do is do all the standard building a website things, and I think I need to spend some time deciding how the content would be distributed. But the overall idea of packaging up ideas into small blog post or something that maybe YouTube videos or things that people can just look into and see and experience. And yeah, I don't know. I'd love to figure out a way to monetize it. I mean, let's be honest. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head, and I'm like, oh, stay on the topic. But my topic is like, okay, I'm making all these little doohickey talking things. I've spent probably an hour and 15 minutes of my life, like, building these videos or whatever, these little microphone chats. It's like, now I want to figure out how to make money off of them. And that's just a product of the society that I'm in. Like, I guess I'm not... In the beginning, it was just to do it to use. I mean, the whole reason I have a microphone is a tool that's a distribution channel for just stuff, So it's a revenue stream. That's what I saw it as. So I went and I got the nicest one and that I could afford, and I did that because it's no different than a lumberjack and his chainsaw or whatever, because that's his form of revenue, and he values that. And the microphone was something that I thought could be a form of revenue. And the words coming out of my mouth, and the thoughts, and the emotions, and the everything being poured out is the again, going back to whatever that creative foundation, whatever it is that allows us to be creative, comes from. And yeah, it's exciting, fun stuff. So yeah, we'll call it the idea farm. I'm sure name's subject to change because it goes into like a research mode or phase where you have to, see if there's a trademark and see if anyone searches for it and see if there's any AdSense value, and maybe like free ideas would be better because like people type in free all the time and ideas, and everyone wants a good idea to go back to their boss with. Everyone's looking for an original thought, and I think there's plenty of them out there, and I think I got a few, and I think I'd love to try to look at things as the least biased manner as possible and try to find the purest, most real, true, underlining story, because it's 2 or 3 people, whatever it is, it's people interacting on, maybe it's a million, it doesn't really matter. But there's an underlining tone to what's happening and why it's happening, and that type of stuff is exciting to me. And I'd like to think that I can arbitrarily speak to that, and maybe there's value. So, alright. The idea farm. Quotes. I don't know. Yeah, the pictures, the videos, this information. I think it's just how that gets strung together. So that's another whole chunk that I'll have to sit down and brainstorm on. I have it written down. Idea farm. So, let's do some quotes. Do a nice big ad on some content and some text, a little podcast thing. Alright. So yeah, I just mumbled away, but I just drew a couple things, and maybe I'll draw a couple more, I don't know, off air, and close page 7 up. I feel like I should draw one image for each little session because you need that for the graphic. So I'll probably just find random things or go back and draw stuff to construct that 3-layered content distribution thing. So, alright. Episode 7, all done.